Welcome back to Learn Node.js on Codecademy. We're in the Introduction to Node.js section. This is the OS module. When developing or debugging an app, it can be helpful to have information about the computer, operating system, and network on which the program is running. Before Node, this information could not be retrieved using JavaScript due to the language being confined to the browser. However, Node.js is a JavaScript runtime, which means it can execute code outside of the browser, and we're able to get access to much of this information through the OS core module. Unlike processing console, the OS module is not global and needs to be included into the file in order to gain access to its methods. You can include the OS module into your file by typing. This const OS variable is going to require the OS module. With the OS module saved to the OS variable, you can call methods like os.type, which is going to return the computer's operating system, os.arc to return the operating system CPU architecture, os.network interfaces to return information about the network interfaces on the computer such as IP and MAC address, os.homedir to return the current user's home directory, os.hostname to return the host name of the operating system, os.uptime to return the system uptime in seconds. Let's take a look at an example. Here we have const os is assigned require os, so we're requiring that module. Then we're able to create this object const local and create the key home directory that will give us the home directory. We'll be assigned the value of whatever the home directory is, and then we have this key called operating system, which is assigned this value os.type, which up here type was, where is it at? It's going to be the computer's operating system. Uptime will give us system uptime in seconds. In the above example code, we first require the OS module and store it in a variable OS. Below that, we have an object, local, that will hold some information about the user's computer, the name of the home directory, the type of operating system, and the time since the computer was last rebooted. So this is what the values will be looking like. When we run the program, the local object stores all the requested information. The user's home directory, which is this, operating system, which is this, Darwin is underlying operating system in Mac OS, and the time since the computer was last rebooted in seconds. Feel free to try running some of the OS module methods on your own computer to get more information about the hardware, OS, and network you're on. Note that in the exercises below, the OS module will return information about the learning environment hosted by Codecademy and not your local computer. There are instructions in app.js using the const keyword declare a variable OS that stores the OS module. So we could zoom out here and we could do as they did above, which was we're requiring the OS module, saving it to this const so that we could use it. So let's zoom out, check now, we do pass. Next, below the line requiring the OS module, use const to create an empty object named server. Do that here. So we create an empty object. You can have it like that, or you can do that. It shouldn't matter. Check work, we pass. Inside server, add the keys type, architecture, and uptime. Store their respective values using methods from the OS module. So let's do that here. And then we can look up here to see how we do that again. os.type. We see architecture there. OS uptime. And then for the server, we could try network interfaces. Okay, so let's go ahead and just run this. And it looks like we did pass. Now we're going to log out that server object and then run the program by typing node app.js in the terminal. So let's do that here. So let's zoom out and run that. And we do see that we get logged out our object. And we do see our server type, architecture, and uptime. And remember, this is based on Codecademy's servers and not my local computers. Yours is going to be different if you are running Node.js on your local computer. And you should see your computer's information and your server information. So let's click check work. We do pass. And the important thing that we're learning here, the OS module, and the OS module, as we see, gives us information like the type of operating system that you're running, the operating system CPU, the network interfaces, could tell where the home directory is, host name, uptime, make sure that you are able to distinguish between the different modules that we've been working on: console, process, and now the OS module. Just knowing what the different modules give us access to and how we can use them in troubleshooting and when building out our Node applications. As long as you're understanding that, you're getting this lesson, and I'll see you in the next one.